it has come to my attention that there's something that needs to be worked on. Okay, yeah, by now, if you don't know, if you're new, hello, I'm Luna. If you're not new, by now you already know what this channel is about. It's about self-help, really my journey in self-help. And so, like, honestly, each one of these videos is just me figuring something out new about myself or about the universe around me, and I feel the urge to talk about it. And let's just get into it. Okay, I'm done. I don't want to be mindful, and I don't want to be demure. Like, I don't want to be. I get it. It's real cute, very cutesy, right? I don't want it. I don't want any parts of it. Put my bag down. Oh, I don't want any parts of it, okay? I just like, I just, it just does nothing for me. Being mindful, being demure, like, I don't, it's not me. It's not me. Like, and I'm not talking about, it's a TikTok trend going on. Very cutesy, very demure. Like, y'all, I'm being for real. This is not a joke. This is not for clicks either. This is not just to be on trend. Like, I'm dead ass. I'm for real. Like, something just happened to me where I was like, damn, why am I doing this? Like, basically, okay, let me just get into it. I had just came from this bar and grill that I'm thinking about working at. And I had made it clear to her, I was like, look, I want part time, okay? I don't want long hours. It's something about like matrix jobs. What I hate the most is the long hours. I don't know how y'all do it. I hate it. It's like it's that's what makes it so sucking, because if I was just playing, server for 4 hours, like, that's cool. Playing server for 7 hours, but here's what it is. I tell her part time. I'm really trying to do part time. She's like, all right, so come in at 11 on Tuesday. We're going to train you up. Da, 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 da. Oh, that's fine, right? And so I'm like, okay, just one thing. What's the time frame? How long am I going to be here? And so she was just like, oh, okay, well, the person you're training with, they're actually here from 11 to 6. And in my head, I'm like, but in person, I'm like, okay. And coming back home, like, that just like really made everything about getting a job disgusting for me, because I wanted to get a job to get extra money, and but I shouldn't have to compromise stuff, I always want to just be mindful, be demure. Maybe that's really what they need and they want from me. But it's like, girl, at the end of the day, if that's not for you, that's not for you. And you're never gonna like experience the blessings of this universe in its full extent until you like really start showing up for yourself. Like, just being a little bit more assertive. Like, when I say I don't want to be like mindful, I don't want to be demure, that doesn't mean I want to be an asshole. Okay, that doesn't mean I want to be like a bitch. It just means I want to be less mindful. I mean, less caring about other people's feelings. Ah, and it's so crazy because even when I'm saying that, like, something in my head, it's that old mentality. Something in my head is like, oh my gosh, this just doesn't sound right. Like, even when you say it out your mouth, like, care about people less, like, what? We're supposed to care about everybody. Like, when it comes to, there's like two sides of spirituality, I'm finding. There's neural knowledge, and then there's like Gandhi. And you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain demographic who is like we are all one, which I agree, and we should all be very invested in the next person's journey just as much as us. Like Sonder. If you don't know what Sonder means. But there's another side that's like, this is your journey. You need to pay attention to your stuff. You need to be mindful of everything in your life. You. And so there's just like some pull that I've been through in my spiritual journey with this. And I wanted to talk about it because in the beginning, it's like been hot and cold. In the beginning, it was very, you know, let me pour into others. Oh, just selflessness. And then it was the opposite. It was, oh, let me just retreat, just me. Save my energy, preserve my energy. Look out for me. And then it was the opposite, and now I'm back here again. And we'll see, life is just about um changing perspectives. If some new information comes out to me and I feel like I should change my mentality towards it. Again, we'll see, but right now I'm just sitting here and thinking of all the times that I've done myself a disservice by literally just being less considerate of others, less mindful, less demure, and more like down for me, I was talking to a homegirl and she was talking about how she had watched this video of this lady who had said, like, you need to start acting like you have the audacity. Which basically just meant like, act like you belong here. Okay? You are here by choice. You're deciding to eat and sustain your life. Like, the least you could do is like act like you belong here. Have the audacity when you're doing shit. And so this is where I've fallen in the past. In the past, like, I would have jobs, and I haven't started the new job yet, by the way. I literally just came back from talking about it with them. But in the past, I have done myself a disservice by not speaking up for myself and just being very mindful of, who I'm working for. I want to keep them happy. And this is what initially made me burn out, quit the job, and be like, oh, I'm never having another motherfucking job again. Like, I'm still not working. I refuse to work as hard as I worked before in matrix jobs. I will never do it again. Sorry, not gonna happen. Like I told you, I told her part-time. But this is what could have made my experience a little bit better before. And I was just simply speaking out and saying, like, look, I only want to work 4 hours. How do you feel about that? What can we do about that? I know you need employees. I only want to work for this long. So what are we going to do about it? And it could have just been as simple as that, but no, I wouldn't even, ask, which is crazy. So this time I'm supposed to be going back in a couple of days. Before then, I'm going to actually have a conversation with her and just say, like, look, I don't know if I understand this is training. I don't know if this is what you plan on having me doing, but I'm not staying here for 7 hours. Like, so when I meant part-time, like hours like that. You can book me however many days you want, but them times, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But yeah, it's just, there's more examples than that, than like me not, there's more examples than that of me not, speaking up for myself. But I just really needed to get on this camera and relay the message, because when I think of every time that I did speak up for myself, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't always feel good. Every time I wasn't mindful and wasn't demure, it did not feel good. And it's not gonna feel good for you. Like, don't get me wrong. The point of this video is literally to convert you to not being demure, okay? Not being mindful. In fact, I want you to be the opposite. Join me. Join me in 30 days of not giving a fuck about how other people feel. Because, like, this is gonna sound so crazy, but the majority, and I had to really sit and think about this because this is crazy. Majority of people are just thinking about themselves. You know, I don't care how good the person is. Like, majority of people on this earth, and when I say majority, I'm not talking about 65%. Like, no, I'm gonna say 90% of the world is thinking about themselves and what's best for them. So if you're in that 10% like me that mostly thinks of how other people are going to react to stuff and how other people are going to feel if I say this, if I do this, like if I don't do that, I'm telling you out of a place of love that it's time to stop, because if you related to anything that I just said, I know you know what I mean. Like, it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't. I don't like it. So yeah, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys an updated video, but I want to, this has been touching my spirit, and I really just want to exercise only caring about myself. You know, if you have kids, that's different. If I had a kid, that was different. But it's just like, I grew up in a weird household where I was supposed to care about my parents' feelings more than mine. And when you grow up like that, it carries on into different relationships of your life. And it can really, you can put yourself in some scenarios that you don't want to put yourself in. I know 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this, you're very kind-hearted. I know you're kind-hearted. I know you see the value of being mindful and demure, because it's not like we wouldn't be doing this. But trust me when I say it's better for you. Okay? Anything that's easy usually isn't the best way, you know. I feel as though, like, completely thinking about yourself and thinking of your best interest is the hardest thing to do. Hardest thing to do, especially for Gen Z. The hardest thing you could ever do is just be yourself unapologetically. And yeah, I believe that takes not being mindful and not being demure. So thank you for my TED Talk. Like I said, don't go out into the world, you know, just being an asshole, but just go out into the world with you as your number one priority always. Okay? Don't. And just exercise, you know? Don't beat yourself up. There's going to be a couple of times where you're going to revert back into, you know, what you're used to. That's completely okay. It's just being mindful and realizing where you could have done things differently, and then acting different the next time around, or the next time, or the next time is the best thing, okay? So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Mwah. And don't forget, listen to Luna. I'm Luna. Bye, guys.